What's going on, guys? MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I'm taking a slightly different approach to a video. It's less about in-game content and more about a question I've been getting asked strangely for the last 2 days, people confirming some type of leak with this new factions, and it made me realize that while I'm only 2 months new to the whole YouTube scene, and first of all, I definitely want to thank everyone watching here. I've been averaging over 3,000 subs a month, and it's literally all because of you guys. Maybe my content is really good and you guys enjoy it, but none of it's possible without you. So huge shout out to everyone watching here. If you do like the comment, hopefully by the end of this video, I will earn your sub as well. Getting back to my main point here, I realized that while I've only been doing YouTube for 2 months, I have been streaming for quite a while. Not very consistently, but I definitely have been streaming, and I talk about a lot of inside things that I know on my stream, and I have been doing this for, I want to say, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 months now. And one thing occurred to me when I got all these messages about the stuff that was supposedly leaked. The information that I've talked about in the past 4 or 5 months, I haven't done anything on YouTube about it. And obviously there's much more people who watch me on YouTube than stream. So I just figured I'd take this video and give you guys the information that I know. It's probably going to be new to about 98% of you. I do want to talk about those things. Also, this information is not data mined by any means. This is something that was given to me, so I didn't have to do anything looked down upon to get this. So I definitely want to get that out there first. But so the first major thing that someone brought up to me today was they said the leak happened for the 3 missing factions. Now, there may not be a lot of you left, but if you have been playing since beta, you already know what these 3 factions are. So for some quick insight on that, let me take a look at this picture and look at this with me. During the soft launch of Raid Shadow Legends 2018, artifacts, accessories from all factions were dropped during the dungeons whether they intended it or not, and all of the faction information was released then as far as their name goes. Now I want to tell you this, and this is directly from Plarium, everything is subject to change all the way up to the last moment. So no matter what I say here today, even though this is the information, it can be changed just before release, within a week of release. We've already seen something like this with champion skills before, so they did want to clarify that point going forward. So that's a major thing I wanted to bring up. So as we see, obviously here 2018, it is now 2020, so as far as people who are asking me about the leak, hopefully this can clear the air. There was no leak. It's 2 years old, so that's that for that topic. Now, people are probably wondering what this picture is and where it's from. So I have another picture to show you. This is the investor's presentation from Aristocrat Leisure. For those of you who don't know, Plarium was bought out by Aristocrat Leisure, so they have to kind of work together, and one company sets a guidelines for what to do, and Plarium follows. So with that being said, this is where all this information came from. So as we can see from the picture on your screen, October 18th, 2019, another indication that none of this information I'm going to tell you, whether you've heard about it and it was labeled as a leak or not, obviously not a leak since we're looking at the date right now, October of 2019. So moving on to the thumbnail picture I have here, this is a picture of the art room, and I'm pretty sure everyone can agree with me, regardless of how they feel about this game, the graphics and artwork and the overall design team of Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends is fantastic, and probably, I don't know, tell me what percentage you think, but I would say over half the success of this game is due to the graphics. As far as keeping people playing it, I want to say 85%. The content is good, but the graphics are like nothing we've ever seen. So before we get into this really quick, I'm going to click back to the game, not click on this faction. So for those of you who don't know, the factions are Nyresan Elves. I think it's supposed to be in the middle here. Assassin's Guild, the next faction we get, and like I said, all of this is subject to change. They can change the order in which they release. the factions, they can change the name of the factions. I don't think they're going to change the artwork. When I show you some of the artwork for the champions coming out, we can kind of look at this together and say, when it's released, oh, they ended up keeping that, maybe they didn't keep this. So like I said, Naressan elves, we're going to get like it was kind of vague, and this is probably the least covered concept of artwork, where kind of like ranger wood elf type champions. But as far as that goes, like I said before, that was the most gray area of all three factions. The next faction we have that's supposed to be next is called Assassin's Guild, where we have samurais, ninjas, things of that nature. And the final faction is, I'm pretty sure, Order of the Magi, M-A-G-I. And this is supposed to be mages, seers, pretty much champions that alter the elements when they use it. And there are a couple concepts of that I will show you. So those are the three: Assassin's Guild, Naressan Elves, and Order of the Magi. Now, I believe I also did see Coven of the Magi, so I'm not sure if this is a change to the faction name or if they're still unsure. As they mentioned to me, nothing is set in stone yet, so that is something to consider while going forward. Now, going back to the drawing board picture, I cannot zoom in too much on these pictures because it does get extremely pixelated. However, there are a few champions that really stood out to me here, and I think it's completely awesome. The first champion is this, like, if you ever played League of Legends, this Aatrox looking champion right here, with kind of like a double wing concept here for up and down. I think that's really cool, and I'm really excited to see. Getting back to the Naressan Elves, we have this picture right here of kind of like a green ranger with a bow. So that would be something cool to look forward to. Now, this picture in the middle here reminds me of something from the game Dynasty Warriors. I don't remember the name of the specific warrior in that game, but I'm not sure if this falls under the Order of the Magi or if this is going to fall under the Naressan Elves. That I'm not sure and cannot confirm. A lot of these other pictures are rather hard to see. However, there is some interesting artwork here for sure. I mean, this picture is also not new. This is something that's been around for a long time. Now, when I was looking at this earlier, I did find a picture of the fusion we have going on currently. I'm trying to find it right now, and I can't. Like I said, it's really hard to zoom in because the quality gets really, really bad, but since I've kind of scrolled through all of these pictures, maybe you guys can replay the video and find the picture of the current fusion that I saw. But zooming back out here, once again, regardless of how you feel about the game, art team is absolutely amazing. So that's that. That was the reason of this picture. I know a lot of people, and if you've ever watched me, I don't do clickbait stuff. So when I put a picture to try to grab people's attentions, I'm not going to wait to the last 3 seconds of the video, show it for 3 seconds, and then say, this is the reason why I had the thumbnail. I wanted to get this out pretty early on in the video and discuss it. So you guys saw all of this here. So the next image I want to talk about is the next faction, unless it changes, artwork. Now, I am extremely excited about this. I think, knowing Plarium's design team and what they've done with the champions so far, obviously people are saying we hate it when they recycle models. As we can see here, we have some awesome artwork here. And mostly this guy in the background, who I've been looking at since I saw this picture in October of 2019. This guy looks like a tank. I really hope he's a legendary. Hope he's a void legendary, and I hope he's the most overpowered champion in the game. I would be totally okay with that just because of how sweet this guy looks. So, give me your thoughts. What do you guys think about the Assassin's Guild faction? If that is in fact the name they decide to keep for it, what do you think of the artwork? I mean, it's really hard to hate on this kind of artwork. I think it's going to look really cool when they release the in-game models for it. I know I'm going to slowly start saving my shards for these champions. So moving on from here, the next image I wanted to talk about is the Void Tower. Now, we don't have a ton of information on the Void Tower. This is the next thing that is going to be released. And it's going to be a system where it's certain waves you have to clear going through the entire Void Tower. I'm not sure exactly how many stages there are going to be. None of that information was given out. However, we do have this awesome looking crystal dragon drake type creature here, and I'm excited to fight him. I am assuming this isn't a mini boss, and this is the, in fact, end stage boss of the Void Tower. So obviously this is something we're going to find out about much sooner than later, since this is the next content due to release. Now, as far as what we should be expecting after that, I'm not really sure if I can talk about this, but there are plans to do some type of open source player testing for the tag team arena. How that's going to go down, that's going to be something talked about in the future. This is definitely a step in the right direction, in my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think, but they are going to offer some type of player testing, kind of like a normal PTR server on a different type of game. Now, this was mentioned. They said they were going to do it. Are they actually going to do it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know for sure. And to my knowledge, it wasn't said that I couldn't talk about this, so hopefully I'm not making a huge mistake right now. Even if I am, I will find someone to blame. That you can count on. So outside of that, let's get right into the last thing I want to talk about in this video. And this is the much anticipated Hydra clan boss. Now, this is something I spent 3 or 4 streams in October talking about. Really, really cool picture we have here. Really cool concept. Now, this definitely was early phase concept art. I really hope they stuck with this design going forward. Obviously, this was something that was submitted to the investors. So I don't think this was very far off from what their plans were. So as we see here, we have one main health bar on top. Then we have 4 separate health bars below that. The first thing I thought of is 4 health bars, 4 heads. Then we have 4 chests as far as difficulty goes. So possibly there's some synergy where each head you kill either enrages or adds another effect to the other heads, but also each head you kill lets you track how much damage you've done to get one chest. Now, obviously in October, when I was thinking about this, I didn't anticipate we would get a damage counter by then, so that was my initial thought there. Now that we have a damage counter, maybe they keep the same idea, or now they just have the damage counter, and these are just totally unrelated sets of heads here. Either a fixed amount of health or something like that. Maybe at certain health thresholds, the 4 heads change, whether it's affinity, abilities, something like that. What do you guys want to see as players? Fighting the clan boss, if you've been fighting the demon lord for a year like I have, what do you guys want to see based on this concept art? How it applies to the game. You want to see, since we have 4 heads here, do you want to see a force, spirit, magic, and void affinity? Since there's 4 affinities and we have 4 heads here, you want to see a different one of each? Should their turn meters be different so you don't need counterattack for this? In fact, counterattack would probably punish you. Having 4 different turn meters here, you would have to run like 2 or 3 counterattack champions just to get everyone to counterattack, and it probably wouldn't be worth it if that were the case. So really interested to see what you guys think. Do you think not all of the heads will be active at the same time while fighting this boss? Will there be some kind of mechanic that makes one head immune, or even to the point where you have to hit the bosses in a certain order, and if you don't follow that order, you enrage them? I think there are a lot of really cool options here. Something that could definitely punish an AoE champion. I think that would be really cool for like the later stages. If they're trying to make the end content a bit more challenging for people, they could do something where it penalizes AoE damage as opposed to just single target damage, focusing down a priority. And I think that would be a really cool direction for the game to go. So other than that, I want to get your guys' feedback. What do you guys think about the information that I gave you here today? Do you like these kinds of videos? There is more information that I have that I'm not going to include in this video. So if content like this is something you wouldn't mind seeing on top of everything else I'm doing, definitely let me know in the comments below. As well as that, once again, I really want your feedback on the Hydra clan boss. I feel like this is going to be a major part of the game from when it's released for the next probably year after that, like we've kind of seen with the demon lord. So any ideas you guys have, I definitely want to read. Obviously, I love this game and I'm interested in the players' view on what they want to see. I came up with a ton of ideas that I think can make this boss really cool. So now I want to hear it from you guys. But that is it for my video today, guys. Hopefully you liked it. If you didn't, definitely let me know if you didn't like this video. If I get enough of them, I'm not going to talk about stuff like this anymore. I have no problem with sticking strictly to content. Like I said, if you do like it, let me know as well. Your feedback means everything to me. Based on the rate I'm growing, making you guys happy makes me do better. So that is my only goal here. The only thing is I'm not going to be doing rant videos, no matter how much you guys want it. Hopefully you don't want to see it. Also, I'm sure you've noticed I don't do summon videos. That is not something I plan on doing either. I think if you want to see me summon, you can hop on stream and be like, hey, can you pull some shards? And if I have shards, I'll pull them for you. That's probably the extent of me summoning. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the support. If you like this content or any of my previous content, feel free to subscribe, turn on that notification bell to let you know when my next video will be coming out. And until next time, my friends, peace out.